let's talk about the Lakers and LeBron. So this month, LeBron James and the LA Lakers won Game 6 against the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals. This is LeBron's fourth ring. As usual, LeBron, it was nothing short of exceptional when he faced the Miami Heat. And he also had a big help from Anthony Davis. And people still seem to criticize LeBron, saying that he's not that great of a player. He's not one of the greatest players in the NBA. They just like to compare him to Michael Jordan, usually because he has less rings than him and took less tries to get these rings. But honestly, I can't compare the two. They are asked to do two separate things. They also have different positions. LeBron is a small forward / point guard, and Jordan is a pure shooting guard. His job is just to shoot buckets. LeBron, he has to not only shoot, but he has to rebound and generate plays through some assists. It's just he's obviously not focused on just making plays. I mean, making shots. And they're from two different eras. I mean, there's different styles, trends. I mean, now it's a three-point league. Before it was just a dunking league. And right now, big men are required to shoot threes, and some can even pass. Like, it's crazy. It's so different than it was, and the rules are different too. I mean, who knows how many personal fouls Jordan will cause to get kicked out of the game if he plays by his rules of the 80s and 90s. There's only one thing they do have in common. They both have the ability to control the outcome of the game. It's just ridiculous. Like, if you have them on your one of them on your team, they can control what's going to happen. They can score when they feel like it, essentially. But that's never enough. I can't say you can't compare the two. People are still going to say Jordan's better or LeBron's better. So I'm going to break it down myself and tell you who I think is better. So right off the bat, I just think LeBron James is a more valuable player and the greatest basketball player of all time. I mean, if you're on LeBron's team, statistically, you're more likely to go to the finals than Jordan. Like, pretty much a 71% chance of going to the finals, looking at LeBron's track record. And LeBron's the only player to win a championship with three different teams. Jordan's only done it with one, and those teams aren't really much after he leaves. Let's look at some examples. So LeBron won his third ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the following year he went to LA. Do you know what standings they were after LeBron left? They were second to last in the Eastern Conference. If that's not enough, then let's look at the Miami Heat. When the Miami Heat got away from LeBron, they didn't even make the playoffs. And LeBron won back-to-back finals with them. It just shows that he has so much power. Like, and Jordan left in 95 the first time. He came back in the middle of the season. It was in March of 1995. The Bulls were a 34-29 team when Jordan came back. They had a winning record and would have made the playoffs without him that year. And let's look at who Jordan had as a head coach. He had Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson is probably one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. He has 11 titles as a coach. You want to look at me dead in the eye and tell me that Ty Lue is a better coach than Phil Jackson? You can't. You really cannot say that. And not only did Jordan have to wait for Pippen, he had to wait for players to get old, like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Larry was stopping him to reaching the finals, and he got old because of back issues. And Magic faced Jordan his first year in his final run. He was about to be done with his career. And just looking at efficiency, LeBron is a much more efficient player when it comes to shooting. I mean, you can say, "Oh, Jordan has more shooting records, or he averages more points per game." That's because LeBron takes less shots because he's too busy doing other shit like passing the ball and rebounding it. I mean, Jordan on average shot 23 times per game, LeBron 19.5. And let's look at their best points per game year. In 2006, LeBron was 38-7. Jordan was 37-5 in his best season. Jordan had 6 more attempts per game that season than LeBron, and statistically, LeBron has a higher shooting percentage. So let's kind of do a little math here. If I were to do the average amount of attempts per game, and then put it to LeBron and kind of contribute to his amount of three-pointers, because he obviously shot more than Jordan, using the same percentage on free throws and field goals, and then the 2-point, 3-point distribution to MJ's attempts, LeBron averaged 38.5 points with Jordan's amount of attempts. It's simple enough. He's just better with the ball when he shoots it. And if you ask LeBron to facilitate less and score more, this whole debate would have been completely different moving forward. And Jordan has played with two Hall of Famers for multiple years, and LeBron has to make it work right away when he switches to different teams. LeBron's just more adaptable than Jordan. And do you remember who the people that Jordan beat? I honestly don't recall. I mean, Clyde Drexler, Magic Johnson, but as I mentioned, Magic Johnson was old. And Charles Barkley, who ended up never winning a championship. I mean, LeBron just has played one of the greatest teams in basketball. He lost to them, but still, the competition is way harder for LeBron versus Jordan. And LeBron's played 17 straight seasons. Jordan got to rest twice, but he didn't even make the playoffs. He went back.